And we're back on the Mana Symbol channel with a little bit of brought back mid-range. I was not aware that this was an aspiring Spike brew, but I believe that it is, which is not super surprising. I saw him posting about it the other week, but the 5-0 was not associated with his name. Maybe he never managed to 5-0 with it, and someone else took the technology and ran with it. In other case, we were playing Brought Back. So Brought Back is white for an instant that says choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard that will put there from the battlefield this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped. This is obviously intended to be a sort of white card that protects your creatures in such a way that, if they're destroyed, you get to bring them back. But then they extended that to permanence because this was Fire Design era. And nothing really came much of this. But what has happened since then, and especially in the modern format, is people were trying to pair it up with things like fetch lands. In this case, things like Flagstones of Trokair. So Flagstones of Trokair is a legendary land. When you have a second one come into play, you're going to have to sacrifice one of the 2, which means that Flagstones has gone to your graveyard this turn. If you play Brought Back, you will bring back the Flagstones that just died. And then again, it will die and get you another land. So that's one version of how that can go down. Mishra's Bauble is, of course, something that we can sacrifice every turn, or we can sacrifice on a turn in order to bring back. We've got Seal of Fire. This is a removal spell we can bring back. Cleansing Wildfire, of course, pairs up with Flagstones of Trokair. In a synergistic way, you get to search your library for a basic land card as well as a plains. So this is sort of a way to accelerate in white-red. Then we've got, for some reason, Monastery Mentor. I don't really understand what this is doing here, other than the fact that Brought Back and Mishra's Bauble will... all of these cards will trigger it. We do have Lurrus. Lurrus can rebuy Seal of Fire and Mishra's Bauble to trigger it. And then all the way up the top, we've got Avalanche Riders to accelerate into with Cleansing Wildfire, and as well as the fact that we're playing 24 lands. And then we've got Skyclave Apparition, which is just one of the best removal creatures in Modern. The synergy that leads to Monastery Mentor being in this deck is a little crazy to me, but I'm guessing it's more than good enough in that this was in the 5-0 dump, and Aspiring Spike was the person who put together the initial synergy of this list. I assume it was playing this card, but I don't know. And our sideboard has a whole bunch of wonderful nonsense. Fulminator Mage obviously teams up with Avalanche Riders against decks that are heavy on non-basic lands in order to be able to totally Stone Rain them out. We've got Soul Guide Lantern as a form of graveyard removal that we can rebuy with Lurrus. We've got On Thin Ice as a great piece of creature removal. It works against anything, and you don't give your opponent any particular resource. And Burrenton Forge-Tender works well against any red decks. And Erase, I assume, is for things like Rest in Peace, although we could use it against other enchantments. Not bad against Heliod. It says exile target enchantment, so that'll just knock a Heliod right out, as well as a Utopia Sprawl if you have to do that. We could also dodge Blood Moon. So there's plenty of things Erase is okay against. I think Heliod is probably the most important one. So let's go do this my favorite way to do this, which is just run this into the league and see if it's complete nonsense or not. I have the chat up from the end of my previous league with Velomachus Polywarp, where my opponent was commenting on their top-decked Pithing Needle, which was funny because about a turn later we killed them with our top-decked Indomitable Creativity. So that deck is an absolute blast. If you are in the future, that article may be up on faithlessbrewing.com or not yet. And if it is, go check that out because that should be a romp and a half. There's also a league on my YouTube, and I've been playing it a bunch on the channel. It's just my favorite thing I've been working on for the moment. And yes, Emma's comment, Spike is great. One of those things that came up the other week was like a nomination for content creators and streamers and writers, of which Emma had been nominated for already. So no need for me to do that. I did nominate Faithless Brewing, and the reason I became aware of it is someone was commenting on how is it possible that Spike was not in the running for nominated for the streamer, as he has created like something like 6 or 8 competitive archetypes in Modern in the last year. I'd say Fran is also up there too. He's done a good 2 or 3. He's much more committed to a single deck. Not that that's a bad thing, because we need people to go deep on single decks. Commentator. All right. Sorry. Knocked out a few things there. He's an MTGO user. I see. So if we draw 1 land, this hand is fabulous. Got it. Fran is personally reliable for reigniting my faith in Modern with green-white Reclaimer. Responsible? I'm going to go with responsible. He's responsible for reigniting your faith in Modern. Opponent says, you too, big fan. I gave them the shocked emoji. All right. Probably should just deploy the Seal of Fire off a shock. I don't love taking damage in an unknown matchup, but Seal of Fire, even if we're against Burn, is likely to prevent more damage than the 2 damage we took here. Only mid-range and control decks would be problematic for shocking this out early. Oh look, it might be a mid-range or control deck. Or a mid-range controlling deck. All right. Use the ability, yes please. So I do have things that require double white in the deck. It's Lurrus. All right. So my opponent has judiciously deployed only fetch lands, forcing me to, instead of starting to hit them with Avalanche Riders, I'm going to play this Monastery Mentor. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, I like this deck a lot already, and it's just very straightforward. I don't really know what they're on. I'm going to pop this Bauble now, because we do have Lightning Bolts there. We see a Mishra's Bauble. I wonder if they're on, like, Mardu Shadow. Fran's also responsible for my worst ever FNM performance, because one day I sleeved up Astral Ren and didn't win a single game. Faithless Brewing at one point did a, like a, oh. Okay then. Well, this is awkward. We immediately ran into the brought back, quote, mirror match, but my opponent is playing black spells. That's something. So the Avalanche Riders' angle of attack doesn't seem particularly powerful at this point. But I don't know what they're playing in terms of threats. They did bother to go 5 mana here. Showdown of the Skulls. Okay. This exiles the top 4 cards of their library. At the end of their next turn, they can play those cards. They hit Unearth, Windswept Heath, Avalanche Riders, and then they play a Death Shadow. Wow. Alrighty then. I am not playing Showdown. No, I'm playing the list from the 5-0 now. Whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. All right. Well, if I kill the Death Shadow, they just get it back. But I can kill the Shadow, play the Seal of Fire, hit him for 5. I have to sack the Seal of Fire again on the Shadow to make that work. So... Huh. Showdown of the Scalds, Roy. Showdown of the Scalds. Jeez. Well, it's Mardu Death Shadow with Showdown of the Scalds and brought back, so it's not the usual suspect. I guess I'm gonna play Monastery Mentor this turn. No, because it. But they have the double unearth. Good lord. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Mentor this turn. I don't really know how to dig out. Our hand really hasn't come together in terms of dealing with what our opponent just put out there. My god. Okay, but they have to try to play out all of their stuff this turn, quote unquote. A rock off? Yeah, that's one way to describe it. All right, they got the Hex Parasite. It's an interesting play on this board. Oh my god. This says target permanent. They can put their Showdown of the Scalds to 0 counters, and then the next turn, it's going to trigger again and exile the top 4 cards. Well, I think we're never ever winning this game. Hex Parasite's a beast. Actually, it's a insect, but... I think my only chance in this game is cheese. See if I draw a lightning bolt or some such. That is not a lightning bolt. But it is a second permanent for me to rebuy. Or I could play the Mentor. Or I could... No, I can do both. Alright. But you have to... I think you have to remove a counter to get the mana. I don't remember exactly. Tap, remove a mining counter. Yeah, so you don't necessarily destroy it by removing all the counters, but then it's even worse, right? Because it has to sit in play now and not do its thing anymore. But you can't pay the cost if you remove all the counters, which is worse for that player, I guess. Although, no, not if they can bounce it. I don't know. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Depends on what the deck is. I think in most decks, it's probably okay for them that that it's in play, but it may not be. It's just stuck there with no counters, so they can't activate it. But if they're on Amulet, they can bounce it. Oh no, my Seal of Fire is tapped. Rats. Okay, so they cast their Showdown of the Skulls, which hit them another Showdown of the Skulls plus 2 brought backs. Holy crap. Yeah, so they play the second Showdown of the Skulls. Now they have 7 cards in exile. Okay, we're just looking to cheese them, so we don't need... Ranger Captain, yikes. Unless that's a totally separate line. But I think that's part of the activation, right? I think that's how I remember Gemstone Mine working. I could be wrong. I could very easily be wrong. Yes, right, you're not going to swing opponent. Psh. Coward! I will fetch during my upkeep, sure. It's all lumped together. That's what I thought. Yeah, so it shouldn't sacrifice if you remove all the counters. You should need to activate it with all the counters off of it. Well, that was not what I wanted to draw. At all. Or a Grande. Ariana or otherwise. Okay, let's get rid of their Gadless Shrine. If I had a non-creature spell, I could have killed them here, but I do not. Those are going to be some big boys. Big boys. Large lads. Hefty hombres. I think I'm running out. Hefty hombres with a stretch. Grand garçon. Ah, we have another one. Thank God. Thank God I know enough languages. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Une walking ballista. Oh my God, with Showdown. Oh, that's so crazy. Their deck is so much cooler than mine. God damn. Jesus. Okay. All right, you got me. I'm not recovering from that one. They're not going to take any damage. I think they're clever enough here that they haven't been taking damage for the last couple turns, so I think they figured out my only out. Yeah, their deck is way bigger than ours. Good lord. I don't even know which direction I could try to lean here. I guess Soul Guide Lantern is probably the right thing to do. And just try to get under him. Lightning Bolt is probably fine-ish. Skyclave also fine-ish, but like if they start resolving showdowns, I'm pretty much just toast. Oh, Avalanche Riders like in whole must be actually probably the worst. It can't deal with any of their creatures and erase. I don't know that erase is useful. I mean, technically it is, but they've already hit their draw 4 once I'm erasing. I think the goal here is try to get under them, Roy. In which case, I guess on thin ice out of the board would be better than the Soul Guide Lantern. Because it just looks like their version is so much better at doing what we're trying to do than we are. It's not impressive. It's better. It is mo better. That's not what I want. I want that one. That one goes. Ooh, the savviest of triumphs. So I'm not going to be able to recycle this Soul Guide Lantern if I want to just like grab up 2 lands or any of that. So let's just draw now, because I would like to find some gas. Okay. So I can double ramp on their end step. Seems good. So instead of their end step, let's do it now. Whee! It's a living. Bye, Soul Guide Lantern. Sad face. Well, this is not great. Probably should have upkeep fetch there. Actually, I definitely should have. Jeez. Well, that's no good. And slightly mess with their mana. And slightly is the best we can do. Maybe should not have leaned off of the Avalanche Riders as much as I did. But I felt like they were just going to like rock out a million lands again. But clearly the previous hand was just the nuts. Well, now I'm in trouble. We have found the superior brought back deck and been found wanting. Jeez. Ugh. Alright. I am done with this game. There's just no way I'm coming back from that showdown. They're playing like 4 cards off of it. I have literally nothing to do here. Alright. Moving along. See if we find a non-mirror match. Because I do not think that that was the right venue to start understanding what the hell that was. All right. Let's rock and rumble. Stupid Navy babies need the most attention. Oh, man. All right. Got turn 3 Avalanche Riders on the play. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Malnourished man on the couch seems confused. Oh, no. Old newspapers from 1965. Hey kids, we got nachos and dip, Flanders style. That's cucumber slices and cottage cheese. Well, I no longer have the turn 3 Avalanche Riders. This has been just another day of Modern, folks. Bitter Blossom. All right, this might be a fair matchup. This might be more of a fair matchup than we thought it was gonna be. I love me some fairies. They have not been able to put up any wins last time that I've seen them. Yeah, but it was banned in Modern because it was banned in Standard, Larynx. Well, it wasn't banned in Standard. It was so good in Standard. I think that was the theory. It was pre-banned in Modern. It was so good. Oh, it's when they released Modern that Standard had just happened, and they were concerned that people wouldn't want to play against it. Tonight's going pretty good. We finished the last night's league 4-1. Do not cite the old magic at me, witch. That's quality. We talk about how good Christopher Lambert was in Mortal Kombat, by the way. Good God, he was so good. And I'm sure, for anyone who's not seen the new Mortal Kombat, the Raiden in it is not at all like his portrayal. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but good God, man. Dude brought some very, very dramatic sort of, I don't know, it's like almost like an American doing Shakespearean actor chops to that role. Downloaded Highlander because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. Your ideal modern has black-white tokens as viable. How many cards between there and here that need to be banned? Like 9? Alright. Avalanche Riders is likely going to die, but if I draw a brought back, that's not a problem. Okay, we can let it die. And still, if we draw a brought back, we'll be able to get it back. We did not. That's okay. All right, I now have 4 cards in my graveyard, yeah. So if they have drown, they could drown the Riders. Even though Lurrus is pretty good. I'm okay with losing the Lurrus here because then I get to Cleansing Wildfire my Flagstones for double manas. Hey, look, it's that card I knew it was going to be. Do that. Oh my, they actually played it. Crazy B. You crazy, Jesus? You crazy? Tell that to my ex-wife. All right. Avalanche Riders engaged. Alright, I guess I'm taking them off of the Mutavault. But no, I have Lightning Bolt. I'll take them off the swamp. Okay. Get him, buddy! Arr! Darwin Castle in attack mode. Boop! No, I don't want to do that to there. I guess I could kill their Mutavault, but then they might be able to get a swamp off of it. Usually I don't play too many basic lands, but it'll probably be like 4 to 5 islands and then like 1 or 2 swamps. It's possible they already can't get a swamp, but I really don't want to fix their mana. I guess I could just kill another one of my lands. Just cycle it. Because next upkeep is where we're going to go. We lose the Riders, but we lose the Riders to Echo, but then I can crack the Sunbaked Canyon to draw a card and then bring it back with brought back. So that's pretty good for just keep crushing their lands. Darkslick Shores is not attacking with the Mutavault. I guess they maybe want to block with it? Maybe. We are, in fact, currently dying to fairies, so it's definitely my favorite. If anyone's watched people play this deck, specifically Aspiring Spike, I don't know how this is meant to work. Oh, wow. I cannot believe that resolved. Maybe they just don't care? I guess they don't. Why would they? Still, jeez. Brazen Boros, sure. Shoot, I did not mean to pass there. I'm going to try to kill this now. If they have a spell stutter, I'm going to be annoyed. Because Okay, good. Well, we're only mostly dead. Mostly dead is slightly alive. Yeah, I guess I'll pay for this. Can't beat some Bitter Blossoms, huh? I guess a race is going to be pretty good here. And then that's probably all I need. Yeah. Bolt is less than ideal. Right? We drew so many cards that game. Never found a Seal of Fire. Never found a Mentor. Never found a Skyclave Apparition. And we have the Skyclaves in the main deck too. Alright. Probably just a medium-low variance, but this deck is not inspiring confidence. All right. Here we go. Wow. Okay, so that's unkeyable. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. You got me. Ugh, but they took the damn. Ah. Why? Why? Why is this allowed to happen? All right. Well, maybe they won't have any counter that isn't Drown in the Lock right now. This will. Nope. Oh. Maybe we'll finally hit the infinite red decks that I've been playing previously. I feel like this deck might have good play against the infinite red decks, but maybe not, because I don't really. It's not like there's a lot of life gain here. I guess post board the Burrenton Forge-Tenders will do it, and main deck Avalanche Riders is not bad at all against a lot of the burn decks because burn decks and prowess decks because they're just going down solo on resources. Seal of Fire plus Lightning Bolt, like 8 copies in the main deck. That's got to be good. Took the Mentor, brutal. Well, now I have no threat. And if they have a Drown in the Lock, I have literally no resources. Well, okay, I have 1 resource. The second Avalanche Riders. Oh yeah, yeah, why not? Oh, no, all right. They got some kind of removal, but it's not Drown, at least not there. There's Snap? Nope. Interesting. They did have Snap. They're not going to do anything with it? I don't... What? Okay, then. Yikes. Well, they didn't have the counter last turn, so... I don't know, kill you? Second Snapcaster, maybe? Would like to go to combat. Second Snapcaster, yeah. Wild. Goddamn island on top. Alright. You can take it, a photo. You got a better clock than I do. Well, found an erase if they're crazy enough to actually resolve a Bitter Blossom, or at least try to. Yeah, alright. I'm not attacking with this. I can't. They're racing faster. Keep the untapped one. So I guess now I have access to an erase, which is not too bad. Cling. Oh no. The cantrip. Yep. Double Stone Rain didn't matter. Oh no. Yeah, of course. Why not? It's gonna be a quick league, y'all. Gonna be a quick league. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Just more lands. I guess it means they're not drawing threats, so we're surely not dead. This 2/2 illusion would never be able to kill me. I mean, come on. I couldn't not draw spells for another 2 turns. That's impossible. Alright. They shock? That's terrifying. I'm guessing the last card's gotta be Cryptic Command. I hope I draw a spell so I can find it. Oh no. Oh my god! Fallen Shinobi. And they flip a lightning bolt. Just crushed. I can't even be mad. I don't even want to try. All right. Round the third. Let's see if we can get a game win. All right. This doesn't have much going on for it. Got a reasonable collection of spells, though. Sit on our land draws against the Lurrus deck. With Flooded Strand? Uh-oh. Oh my god, it's another mirror, right? No, it can't be. Because they're playing sideboard Lurrus. It can't be the Scald's deck, so that's good. Is it like... Oh, maybe it's the Lurrus Bring to Light deck from today. Flooded Strand into Watergrave makes me think yes. Ah, Mill. Okay, this horror I understand. We found the crabs, friends. We found the crabs. The problem is, I think our deck is terrible against it. It's on top. brought backs on top, I will leave that right there. And if they mill me, that's fine. Mishra 3 is fine. Alright. Well, I'm worried about how many archive traps I'm about to get hit by, but I really don't think I could just wait any longer. And by any longer, I mean like, you know, one archive trap. Let's do this in response. Try to make sure I have enough. Jeez. Uh-huh. Sure. This is fun. I'm having fun. Alright, so we have 4 fetchable lands, and I'm about to bring back 2 fetches. Super. I would say that I'm not even supposed to cast this now, but like, I mean, I can't not, right? Unfortunately, they come back tapped, so I'm gonna get milled for 13 before. Please counter this. I am so okay with that. Oh yeah, thank you. Because I don't think those fetches would have found anything. I think they were likely to miss. It's going down to 13 cards in library. My opponent had the double lava spike. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They had the double lava spike. Swiss Spear, Spike, Boros Sham. Just kill you, you know? Alright, well I got a 2-power creature in play, so we're cooking with propane now. Glimpse me. Alright, 2 cards in library. Yeah, we just literally can't win anymore. I think if I peeled double lightning bolt, still wouldn't even be close to enough. Yikes. I think the crab milled me for what? 9 or 12? I think it was 12. Yeah, exactly. I think I'd rather have land destruction against them than Monastery Mentors. Is that true? Yeah, I think so. All right, that's a hand. Got all the purple names in chat. I love it. You got it. Get him, buddy. Actually, it's not worth doing yet. I mean, it might be, but I think I need the double land destruction here. Yeah, I should have, like, killed the crab on, like, their draw step. Yeah. Mistakes were made. Well, if I'm going to take the mill, I'm going to take the mill. They can't Field of Ruin if they don't sack their Delta, so... Gonna be a funky stack. Gonna be a very funky stack. I think I'm doing this right. I know I don't need to Seal of Fire here, but I think making sure that I'm not going to end up milling any more this turn is worthwhile. So we let them do this. Then I go move out of main phase. So if they want to field me, they have to do it now. Now, I could go totally nuts and brought back my Fulminator Mage and blow up my Sunbaked Canyon. Wait, no. I don't need to do any of that crap. I mean, I guess this means I'm not going to brought back this turn, but I think I'm going to recover better out of this than they are. Yeah, this okay, this is funny. Nice Field of Ruin. Fizzle. Alright. Maybe I should have just gone for the brought back after I let the Field of Ruin go, or played the brought back there, but this is pretty funny. Rats. You don't have any blue mana. Oh, no. Well, as long as I can find another white, which I should be able to do, we can get that down. Hey, look, I found another white. I like it. I love it. And I would like some more of it. I'm not trying to be demanding. I just saying what I like. Just expressing my emotions and feelings on the matter. Yoink. Yeah, I did Turret Scarf Man, but I was like, I don't know about that one. Ravenous Trap. Well, that was unexpected. Huh. I guess. Sure. So I can Cleansing Wildfire myself to put myself up enough mana. I fetched last turn, right? Plays Flooded Strand, Sacred. Yeah, okay. So we can Flagstones, or Cleansing Wildfire Flagstones here. If they've drawn an Archive Trap since last turn, that's fine. Cleanse them? Do you really think they don't have any more basics? I think they've got... Oh, shoot. I could have played land there. I think they've got more basic Shauna. Hilariously, if they have brought back, or if they had Drown the Lock in their hand, they won't be able to drown this Avalanche Riders because they purged my graveyard. It's pretty funny. They can field me. Yeah, they're gonna let me target it first, which makes sense. Now they can field me and get a replacement island. But then next turn we can cleanse them and hopefully get them off their blue entirely. I've also got brought back for the Avalanche Riders. Oh yeah, it's all coming together, baby. It's all coming together. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Did you see Champs, guys? They're back, but in Pog form. Visions of Beyond as a draw one. You love to see it. I guess if they have a drown now, losing the Avalanche Riders is not the best, but whatever. So that... yeah, okay. Which is fine. Let's do that and this. Kitty! My cat's breath smells like cat food. These are the facts, people. I didn't write them. So I'm destroying their swamp because I think they're much less likely to have another basic swamp. They either play one or two. Basic islands they'll have more of, so there's no point in trying to take them off of blue. But black they might be shy on. Not that shy. Well, we gave it a try. They're also mostly dead, so. But mostly dead is slightly alive, so let's try to close it out. We're at 29 cards in library, though. That's the equivalent of being at, like, 12 against Burn. Maybe 11 is more accurate. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's the hand. A little light on lands, but we're on the draw. We'll be fine. For anyone who is concerned about my uncomfortable chair, it's gone. I have a new lovely office chair, which was like $50 on Amazon. I wasted most of a year of my life sitting on a bad chair. Let that be a lesson to recycle often. That's not the lesson here, but It's a good lesson. I should have baubled there, but I was distracted making sure I did as good of a Skinner quote as I could. Lost multiple lands there. Worst share commercial ever. You know what? You know what, Roy? You know what you can do? Keep making good notes. Keep making good notes. Thank you. Gotta work on the appeal. You can stick that comment right into your notebook and record it for later. Oh, they're finally grabbing their Lurrus. Should have gone for the $1,400 chair. I'm Canadian. What do I care about, quote, the American worker? Was my plan there? Did I have a plan? I don't know why I did that. Nope. Nope, didn't have a plan there. Just over here doing stuff. I do have this Lurrus. Kitty. Besides, the chair wasn't made in America. I'm not an idiot. It was just probably routed through... Actually, no, it was routed through Canada. Endless exploitation of the average Amazon worker. Oh, you said Amazon. I don't know why I read that as American. That Canadian education. It's consistent is what it is. A reasonable pee bottle. Yeah, if they only ever had a break to use it in, Roy. I feel like you'd just be taunting them. Visions of Beyond on top? Oh, that's not good. Oh, no. Oh, I thought you were talking about portable catheters were going to be a big deal in the fourth quarter, giving us some good stock market information there, Roybert. That's good, Shauna. I was almost convinced that you were a North American university student. That's a good feel. That's what you want to go for. Well, that's a good draw. How's your Lurrus gonna rebuy this, nerd?
Yoink!
Opponent grieving the loss of their poor second Mesmeric Orb. It was like I was right back there in university, Shauna, with the sitting on the couch in the musicians' lounge. Being lectured about asking a question in sort of a reasonable discourse wasn't acceptable, and that the person freaking out was acceptable because they're on medication. And That means any and all explosions of temper are okay because, you know, they're on medication. Can't be critical of them. It's a complicated story, Roy. Nobody won that day. Let's just say nobody won that day. There were no winners. Shadow and Bone. It was also entertaining, but it was one of those many situations with no winners. So we have lethal damage in hand. We can bring back our Seal of Fires tapped. And while they won't deal any damage while blocking, we can still sacrifice them again. So unless they have multiple counterspells in their hand, we're pretty clear for the win here. But whittling them down with the Skyclaves that I have in play already is sort of a good way to put pressure on them. Thank goodness the seals aren't artifacts. I wonder what they have in their hand here that they're like holding on to for the last possible second. I bet it's a removal spell for this Skyclave, and then they're going to block this Skyclave. Crypt Incursion. That was unexpected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy shit. All right, I'm going to try to kill him now. Because if I don't, I'm probably not winning this game. All right. Do you also have a counter? Do ya? Punk? I haven't put enough cards into my graveyard for your Ravenous Trap to be free. Also, they're probably not playing at this game. Looks like we got him. Oh, they said GG, good luck with the rest of our league. Nice. All right, I'll be back in 1 second. We won some games. We won some games. All right. Into round the fourth. Ah, my new chair is so slippy. So slidey. I like it. I mean, I can move around on it, but... One lander? I don't think so. Whoop. That's not the right button. Well, it's not a great hand. Not 100% sure I'm not supposed to keep it. I guess this deck must have some very reasonable game against anything that's going to start like this. Looks like humans. Could be other things, but it looks like humans. So I'm going to shock that, play that. Bust in here. Bustin' makes me feel good. I don't know if people have heard, but if you need to hear it again. It's true. These are facts. It should not be F6'd, just in case they sort of make the poor play. All right, didn't get to take anything. I'll leave you right where you are, friend. No Noble Hierarch, no Champion of the Parish. It's kind of nice. Okay. Skyclave Apparition. So if they have a Thalia's Lieutenant in hand, I'm not going to be able to kill that. But I can strand the Thalia's Lieutenant for now. Oh, or I could do that. But I'd rather do this. I see. All right. So if they have a Thalia's Lieutenant in their hand, they can vial it in, and then we Seal Fire the Meddling Mage in response. So in theory, that Thalia's Lieutenant is now kind of trapped. They only have 2 cards in hand, so if that is the case, I'm pretty happy. So while it would have been nice to kill their Aether Vial there, I only just have to wait 1 turn to make sure that I'm not punting away my removal spell and potentially this whole game. With the added benefit that now I get to use a Lightning Bolt to get some Monk tokens into play. We'll just take the 3 here. I'm really not concerned about this at all. Again, Thalia's Lieutenant can't come down here, so we just use our life total as a resource and just make sure we manage our kill spells and control elements here. There's no reason to spew. Second Meddling Mage. Oh, Thalia. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but that's all right. Not a problem. It just means I can't go Bolt into Skyclave now. But I can go block. How's this next turn going? What if I Seal the Fire the Thalia, Bolt the... Alright. Yeah, we're good. So, Thalia's lieutenant doesn't save this. Thanks, Freak. Freak, I started writing an article about that deck. Is this the lieutenant? Oh, second Thalia. That was unexpected. I guess it's fine. So we'll just play the second Mentor this turn. Take their hit, and then next turn get them. They have one card in hand. Worst case scenario would be faithlessbrewing.com. It's for free. If there was any money involved, I would definitely come afterwards and sub to your channel with that. But that said, if you want to chime in on any of it, I'd love to have your opinion on things. I wrote the bulk of the article today, and then tomorrow I'm going to try to fix the sideboard and then write the sideboarding guide. But I'll whisper you a link where you can go read what I've written out so far and make comments. Yeah, we're just taking this all again. I'm not super worried. They left their vial on 3, which I'm not a huge, or they pushed their vial up to 3, which I'm not a huge fan of. I have a feeling there's going to be a Reflector Mage now. No, I know, but like, you did the initial work. I mean, you deserve something. Okay, they don't know about this lightning bolt, so I'm one. No! Oh, humans! Ah! Rats. Alright. Well, that's incredibly, incredibly good. Yikes. Alright. Oh, man. I think I played around the Thalia's Lieutenant too hard earlier. Not really. That sucks. It does mean I can take an aggressive block here. So, hopefully the last card in their hand doesn't somehow blow me up for doing so. Seriously? Now is the time where you do that? Oh, God. Brutal. Now they finally chose not to be aggressive with their creatures on the ground for no particular reason. Hey, Mr. Maple Syrup. I don't understand how this game went like this. Jeez. Alright, well, get another kite sail. They did. Okay. Well, at least I get some dorks into play, but man, this clock is suddenly very fast. Hopefully I can top deck a Lurrus, a Bolt. Lots of good things to pick up here, so let's just find any of them. Yeah. We also didn't draw, like, we only needed one more piece of removal, like, at each moment, and they drew a card that put them ahead in that game every single time. They're finally on 0 cards in hand, so if I do... Okay, that's an insane draw. So this was exactly one of the cards I mentioned wanting here. Triggers. Whee! So I'm taking 3 in the air, sort of guaranteed. I could kill Kite Sail, but you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna go attack with our mentors. They try to mess with me. We have to crush them here. I don't think there's any way they can take a good block. So I'm just gonna get this damage in where I can. If they top deck a Mantis Rider, I'm dead. If they top deck a Thalia's Lieutenant, I'm gonna go to 1. Which means I won't be able to sack the Arid Mesa anymore, but that's okay. The way that's the best way to take apart their board is pick off the Thalia with my Seal of Fire, then pick off the Kite Sail with the rebought Seal of Fire next turn. So basically, I just need them to whiff for 1 turn. So let's see what they hit. They've kind of had all bangers so far. So let's see, just a couple of medium draws. That's all I need. Whoa, baby! Sweet, sweet JK Torborg raid.
You can run, but you can't glide.
What's up, Brenda? The biggest. Nobody's ever had a bigger raid than you. Before you raided people thought you couldn't raid. Raiding couldn't be done. The biggest. There it is. That's what I wanted to see. All right. They drew something that they actually tanked on for a second. So they drew something. I don't know what, but they drew something. If they just like shove with everything, we know. Wow, it's just all coming in, huh? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. So, if I want to, I get to kill, or at least try to kill one of their creatures on the ground. So I think I'm going to do it that way. Yeah, taking 3 in the air. They can't have a Thalia's Lieutenant with an Aether Vial on 3. So, all right. This is where we're at. What do you got? This is apparently a brought back spike list, J.K. Torborg, although I played against someone who's playing the Mardu version of this earlier with Death's Shadows and Hex Parasites and all sorts of very, very good cards, and we got smashed. So, oh my god, that was not on my radar. Oh my god, I forgot about General Kudrow. I forgot they had a Lord that they could... Oh my god. Well, at least we're dead. On top of everything else, at least we're dead. I straight up forgot that card exists. I did. Humans has been out of the meta for like most of the last 3 or 4 months. Good lord, their draw was disgusting. Alright, moving on. Oh. Jesus. Just never hit anything they didn't need. Alright, enjoy your fooding. Enjoy your fooding. Man, that whole game was unreal from their side. The double Thalia. Ugh. On the flip side, I would have been rewarded if I had just shot stuff with the Seal of Fire, but I never did because I was worried about Thalia's Lieutenant coming out of the hand. But I don't really think that that was a mistake. Well, that's the best way to learn about expletives, Roy. Like, if they clear a room, like, it doesn't matter what it says in the dictionary. If it clears a room, then you know you found a good one. I mean, I guess this is a hand I could keep. It's got Seal of Fire plus Lurrus. I just need another land. Playing a 24 land deck should be okay. They also mulled to 6 last game. Still got us good. But that is how we lost to Mill. We lost the first one, and then we won out, so perhaps I shall again. Bauble. Opponent draws Meddling Mage. Ooh, they have a fancy Horizon Canopy. And they've got Aether Vial again. Good for them. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. All right. So, no Kite Sail into Meddling Mage totally messing up my day again. Because they are on the draw. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Oh, my God, that's so good. Oh, my God, it's so good. I'm getting the cow clip.
Ah! Ah! Oh, yes! Yes! Oh!
Yep. I don't know if my opponent's going to get to play any Magic. Which is fine. We've been there enough in the last couple days. Represent Bolt? Grafdigger's Cage. That's cute. Yeah, I mean, that works. That does, in fact, work. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. I guess I need to get rid of that, since if I don't, this Lurrus just has no value. So only stops the creatures, not the lands. Yeah, but Lurrus then can't play spells from graveyards, and that's kind of problematic. Like, Seal of Fire plus Lurrus is just gonna crush them brutally. So I wanted to hit the Vial, Roy. I did. I really, really did. But I think doing what I did was better. That's why I did it. Thinking it brought back. No, I understand. I'm just bringing back creatures, etc. is not the only thing that we're interested in doing, right? Blind Meddling Mage? Good luck. Name Skyclave Apparition. Do it. Do it. Do it. Guessing they have a lieutenant in hand? That's fine. That's fine by me. Even before double Mantis Rider? I mean, if they double Mantis Rider this game, then yeah. Since they're playing it into the face of a seal. I mean, sure. Yeah, if they have a Thalia's Lieutenant in hand, that's kind of okay for me. Because that means I just play the Thin Ice and force the action there. They named Lurrus. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter what they name because I'm doing the same thing anyway, but that's weirdly specific. On Thin Ice. Abundant, you need to chill. Yoink.
Yoink!
Hello, Phoenix. How are you doing? Interesting choice. It's hailing there? Good lord. Hello. Meow. All right. Sad human noise. That seems appropriate, yeah. All right, Freak, you're still here. Let me hit you with that article link. It's not done yet, but I am working on it, and you can see how far I am and offer me whatever feedback. There you are. I have PM'd you a link. I had to open up Twitch dashboard to do it, so you know. Not saying I never do you no favors. Not saying I can do you no favors. All right. Bring in Burrenton Forge-Tender for the Mantis Riders. Is that the dream? It's not. You sometimes use the mana symbol Zoomer to Boomer. Roy looks up Burrenton Forge-Tender like he doesn't know. Okay. I'm tempted to keep this. We're playing a 24 land deck. We'll just rip nothing but lands, right? Is there redemption for a list review? No, there's not. I maybe I should have one. Well, a lot of streamers do. So far, Phoenix, I've just done it for free whenever anyone brings it up because it's never been so many people wanting feedback that I've ever had an issue. So if you want some feedback, just send me a list and I'd be happy to look at it either in between matches or in between leagues. Hot Kithkin Bod. Yikes. That's a number of words. Opponent has had to mull to 6 to find Aether Vial every game. I also think they led with Horizon Canopy every single game. Neat. Sacred Foundry on top. All right. Yeah. Just post it in here. Then other people can take a look. Oh, that's sweet. Oh yeah. You could go up to like 12 Savage Beating cards in this deck if you wanted to too. All right. And Unburial Rites is castable off of Velomachus. That's some fire, dude. That's pretty cool. Is that yours? Glory Hold. That's sweet. Well done. That's Forge-Tender? No. Cool. Yeah, I mean it's cool. I like that it's like just Mardu colors. Like it's looking pretty clean, man. That's a cool Velomachus deck. It really is. And this is playing the right colors. I'm not saying do it, but there are some red extra turn spells that cause you to lose the game. But if you play them with Gideon of the Trials, you won't, because someone was mentioning that they had built that deck in Historic. It's with Indomitable Creativity, I think, or Transmogrify. Yeah, there's a Gideon taking turns deck, right? But then now you can do the Gideon taking turns deck with yeah. But now you can do it with Velomachus on the top of it as a combo kill. Because I think there's 2 different extra turn spells that you can play. Yeah. There's Chance for Glory and the one from Amonkhet block. It's not Final Fortune. Finale's End? Life's Finale? No, none of those cards. Yeah. Are you telling me that Primetime doesn't look like a huge child, Roy? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay, they have 2 Phantasmal Images in their hand. That's a yikes. If they activate the Aether Vial, I'm bolting the Meddling Mage in response. But 3 Meddling Mages, that's going to be a bit of a bear. Oh, they actually have something else? Oh no. Alright. So we go bolt this. They put in a meddling. They put in a reflector or phantasmal image, and then or they could wait and copy Thalos' Lieutenant instead if they want. We'll see what they choose to do. Yeah. You can do that. But either of these cases, all of these cases, the Velomachus Savage Beating deck is something I hadn't considered, and that's super sweet. All right, we need. Oh man. Oh well, actually, this kind of worked out. I mean, the fact that I'm not drawing lands in my 24 land deck is less than great. But as soon as I do, you bet I'm going to give him what for. Although we are about to take probably 3 damage. Hopefully I don't have too much more. Really? Are you sure you're not talking about the popular bestseller, Roy, Everybody Poops? And of course the version for Catholics, Everyone Poops But You. No, that's not the Catholic one. The Catholic one is you're a naughty child and that's concentrated evil coming out of the back of you. I'm trying to remember what the... Oh, I think it was just the less popular. Well, Everybody Poops is still the standard. Then there's, of course, the less popular Nobody Poops But You. Oh, well, we're Catholic, so... Oh, so you want you're a naughty child, and that's concentrated evil coming out the back of you. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, yeah. I think written by as well. I mean, I've got double removal here. I guess I'm comfortable sitting in this terrible, terrible waiting room, getting slowly beaten to death by this 1/1 Thalia's Lieutenant. I've got a reasonably stacked hand. I just needed gosh. Well, that's not for children, Shauna. That one's not for children. Yep, just over here taking one at a time. Are you serious? Come on. We are 18 cards through this deck. Deck just wants me to want it. Jeez. Brutality. When my opponent does finally take action, they've got Aether Vial, and their lands, so like I don't think 2 pieces of removal are gonna do it. Uh-oh. Oh, not Kite Sail. So what if I Seal of Fire the Thalia's Lieutenant? Then they could play the other Thalia's Lieutenant, which would save it. And then I bolt it in response to their Aether Vial activation. So then they get a second freebooter, but that doesn't do anything as I don't have any non-creatures in my hand at that point. I can Seal of Fire the freebooter, then they try to bring in the Thalia's Lieutenant, then I bolt this Thalia's Lieutenant, and then they get another freebooter. But they don't. Oh, that's a better way to do it. So we go Seal of Fire here. Yeah, okay. Seal of Fire here. They'll activate the Aether Vial to bring in Reflector, Phantasmal Image to copy the Thalia's Lieutenant. I bolt the Thalia's Lieutenant in response. Yeah. And I can't let it, I can't let it come in because once it copies the Lieutenant, then we get blown out. So they do get a freebooter here, but that's not really a big deal. If they have a General Kudrow in hand again, I'm going to get really messed up, but that's fine. Yeah. That's the one from Mirrodin, right? Savage Beatdown? Savage Beating? Savage Beating. Yeah, Darksteel. Yep. Yeah, it's with Entwine. Also, if you have a huge amount of mana, you can pay the Entwine when you play it. Why? Uh-huh. What do you got? Oh, sweet. It's like basically irrelevant with how great my hand is if I could draw a single land. Just one. All I want. That's all I want. One land. Don't do me like this, deck. I've been good to you. Thank you. Took you long enough. Good lord. GG! I mean, not yet, but it's looking good. Haunting Echoes playable in Mill? Is that the card I think it is? With the Patriarch on the art? And he's all, like, spooked out. It's like 5 mana. Nice, Shauna. Is it 3 black? It's the super surgical? Yeah. No, I have no idea how to make that playable. It's not that. So the way to make that card playable would be to create a deck where you just like endlessly stall the game with like Nephalia Drown Yards and Thing of Immortality, Elixir of Immortality. Because the only way that card makes sense in a mill deck is you're going to mill them and then take away all of the extra copies out of their deck and then keep the game going for some reason. So that you can keep doing it until they have nothing left in their deck. Well, they ripped a Deputy there, so that's pretty bad. But I have another Skyclave for the Deputy. And then I get a Skyclave for the Kite Sail, which doesn't give them a creature, so I can trade that one for the Illusion. But taking 4 this turn is less than ideal. Well, uh-oh. Meddling Mage? They're going to name Skyclave? This could be a problem. This is a problem. Oh, man. Their draws have been so good. They still have this damn Grafdigger's Cage in play. Oh my god, what? Jesus. What a draw. Wow. Stupid Horizon Canopies. Oh, man. They choose Lurrus. Gross. Alright, well that's big gain. So now we go Auf Dynamice. Grab the Deputy. Because this is not cast. Let me just bring it back. Alright, House of Cards falling over. We got him. Whee! This takes this guy. And this one takes the Grafdigger's Cage, I think. Oh, but then I can't cast the Lurrus. I'm assuming it'll be alright, though. Persistent Petitioners? Well, I mean, to be Phoenix, they weren't doing anything with most of their turns. So I mean, that's the reason I'm still in this game. But yeah, certainly not unimpressive. Good lord. All right. Well, Them attacking with the... I thought they were going to attack with it. That's fine. So we block here. It's not the end of the world. So we got to draw Seal of Fire or Lightning Bolt. We've drawn a ton of removal. They've drawn a very low number of threats. So that's... Oh no. What is this? Yikes. That's a really good card right now. Chooses Lurrus. Brutal. Alright, so a single piece of removal is not anywhere near good enough anymore. I can take them off all their lands. I don't know what good it'll do. I guess I could destroy my own Flagstones. But that's not really, not really worth doing. I'm just doing this so that we can put this in and then maybe chump block with it. And then pass the turn again. Playing a Mentor is basically the same, except I have to chump block with a Mentor, which is a more valuable creature. Killing their last land is basically irrelevant. It's not too many 1-drops they would draw anymore that would be a big impact on this board. Hierarch would actually be. Spy Kid is not a legal card for play, is it? No. Spy Kid is not a legal card, right? Unless this is Kitchen Table? If it's Kitchen Table, I guess so. It's the effect you care about, not the legality. I see. All right, we're looking good. They got 2 cards in hand, though. Must be some 1-drops. Maybe they'll finally draw a land. The closest you get to the effect you're thinking. Okay, I got you. So if you can equip it in the graveyard. Wait, there's an unstable card, Roy, that has all cards in the graveyard are able to attack and block, but I don't think they're allowed to have equipment equipped to them. And then they have Undeath Touch, which doesn't do at all what you think it would do. Yeah. Undeath Touch does not work the way that I think that it should. So I'm gonna kill the 2/2 that's on the ground here, and just keep taking the 1 in the air. I mean, we already have a pretty big gain here, and then I get to attack with this Lurrus next turn, and if they ambush it and kill it, I really don't mind. And they scooped. Cool. I can't believe we made that out of that one. That looked horrible. Why do they have 0 mana? They sacked multiple Horizon lands, and then I played Avalanche Riders. But, like, Roy, don't you agree that Undeath Touch should have brought the creatures from the graveyard back into play? Not into exile? Yeah. I mean, I get that, like, the mechanic that they made there makes sense. Like, what it does makes sense. It just shouldn't have been called Undeath Touch. It's like Megamorph. Megamorph doesn't need a different name than Morph. It's just Morph, but all the creatures have an extra +1/+1 counter as they turn up. Like, that didn't need a new name. It's not a new mechanic. It's literally exactly the same as Morph with a tiny rider that is, you know, obviously they designed effects on purpose where it was, quote, relevant, but, like, it would have been hilarious if it worked the way we thought it did. Yeah. I mean, the way we thought it did, though, just isn't... They had to call it Megamorph because it was distinct from Morph for new players. How is it distinct from Morph? It's literally the same thing as Morph, except each card that has Megamorph turns up with a +1/+1 counter. There are Morph cards that turn up, and while turning up, they gain +1/+1 counters. I'm fairly certain of that fact. So that they can have a different power toughness when you play them blank versus when you flip them. Are there cards that gain/add to morphs? Yeah, I'm sure there are. Morphs have many blocks worth of different triggers on them. There are morphs that clone, morphs that counter, morphs that bounce, morphs that flip other morphs face down. Like there has to be morphs that turn face up and then gain counters. And that's my point though, is like Megamorph needed to do something weird, which it didn't. It was just ever so slightly larger morph. But it didn't need a new name for that. So it looks like blue-red something. I have another Bauble on top. I'll keep that. In a unknown matchup, another Bauble's not a bad thing. Watering Grave. Okay. Watering Grave. Grixis Disappointment? What? No. I could have saved that for the Mentor. Should have saved that for the Mentor. Not that I'm assuming the Mentor's gonna resolve, but... What are you up to? Prismari Command. Is this really Grixis Mediums? Uh-oh. You just say as this card turns face up on the card that has Morph. It's like Meddling Mage. As this enters the battlefield. As this turns face up. Done. You just put that ability on all of them and you just don't name it because it didn't need to be named. They do that all the time. There's a whole bunch of mechanics that just don't have names and they're like in a block. And like the 8 cards in your opponent's graveyard on all the rogues, that doesn't have a name. It doesn't need one. That's how the other morphs work too. As Willbender turns face up. I don't think so, because it's a trigger. Yeah, when, not as. No, they're normal triggered abilities. But you can have them be replacement effects anytime you want, just like you can have End of the Battlefield. Morph gets around split second. That always confused me, but I never cared enough to, well, care. Yeah. Maybe it was for coding. No, this is not none of this is the point. The point was in that block they had Morph, then they had Manifest, which was like Protomorph, and then they needed the Convergent Evolution Morph because it was an alternate timeline and they wanted to have a different version of Morph. And my commentary is if they couldn't find something that was good, they should have just done nothing. Unfortunately, they'll be able to drown. No, they can't drown, but they can mana leak. They didn't have mana leak. All right, taking your black mana. Bang. Man, why does no one seem to have counter magic on time today? Oh, I clicked, but it didn't go. I don't think it was for coding. I think they thought it was a good idea, and spoiler, it was not. What if there were cards that retain the ability to flip themselves down? Yeah, see, that would have been cool. If all the morphs in a set could flip themselves down, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And if you had Megamorph attach a +1/+1 counter to the flip up and give it the ability to flip down, so it's like these creatures evolved to flip back and forth between the morph state and the unmorph state, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Right, and there are cards from Onslaught block, Roy, that have the ability to turn face down. They're just usually there's something more special about them. Like there'll be like a rare with a flip up trigger that's like kind of neat. I think the one that's a clone does that. I think with the one that's a clone can turn itself face down again so that it can clone something else when you flip it back up. Yeah, man. Sakashima the Imposter. It's a quality Magic the Gathering card. Snap Prismari Command. Oh, no. Snap Archmage's Charm. I think I'm in love with my opponent's deck. Unfortunately, it's going to crush me to the ground. But I want to play some Grixis Mediums now, which is... Well, I could have told you it wasn't Sakashima. That's from a block that doesn't have Morph. There you go. Vesuvian Shapeshifter. Now you're cooking with propane. Next up, you're going to tell me it was Mistform Ultimus. Pop quiz, chat. Does Mistform Ultimus have Morph? It's from Onslaught block. Good answers. He has the Changeling text. Yeah. It no longer has the special line, though. It's very upsetting. Pop quiz mana, who cares? Hey, I care. Well, blue decks seem to be a very, very poor matchup for this. We got away with the early land destruction, but yeah, I don't think we're ever crawling out of this hole now. I mean, I almost have enough damage to kill them, but yeah, see? I thought so, Mr. Maple Syrup. Apparently Freak is not of the same opinion. Roy. We were pedantic before it was cool. We're still waiting. I love that. I am a fan of that one. Oh, I get that you were memeing. I got you. Don't worry. It just came out as meme. I'm just going to tell you flat out. It came out more mean than meme. Never go full mean. Oh, good lord. Opponent's just out to draw infinite cards. Happens to you a lot. I think I know you well enough now that I didn't think you were actually trying to be mean. I'm just telling you it came out as mean. I really hope they're playing something more than just like snaps and shit in their deck. They must be, because they're not playing Lurrus, so they must be playing Jace the Mind Sculptor. If they're playing like a Jace and a Ral and what have you, like I used to do with that deck, I have funny feelings of joy right now. But not funny feelings of, I think I can win this game at all. Those feelings are not so funny. Those feelings are very real, and I think I'm very dead. It was getting spammed at some point, I assume. We need the magic card Drain the Swamp. It's an idea. Not a good idea, but it's an idea. Jesus. All right, fine. Grey Ogre. Can you counter this so I can concede, please? I'm not conceding. I want to see more of their deck. I want to see as much of their deck as I can. Grixis Mediums. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, they better be playing Magma Opus somewhere. You bet your ass they are. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Uh-huh. Sure, they milked me. Milked Cleansing Wildfire and Snow-Covered Mountain. Good, I didn't want to draw those anyway. Oh, Roy, you don't know Magma Opus? You clearly didn't listen to my recent appearance on Faithless Brewing. I'm hurt. They're playing a historic deck with better cards. I mean, it seems like it, right? Also a Pioneer deck with better cards. Brian would be happy to hear that. Cryptic Command. Alright, fine. Was it the second episode? Yeah, the one that came out on Sunday. I know, they split it in half now. I don't know why. They record it still all in one go. I literally, I don't get it. I don't know. Pio what? It's historic for boomers. Sorry. Oh, it's all good, Roy. I don't remember if episode 2 was the one where I sound more like an idiot. Aha! Deck needs Moxen to be good? Needs something. I mean, so the best version of a Bolas' Citadel deck I've seen is mostly like cheap green enchantments and mana creatures and Weather the Storm. Now keep in mind, I beat that deck when I played against it, so it was not good. But I'm just saying the best one I've seen. Okay, I think we had to go all in on mana denial here and just pray that it starts resolving. But this seems like the nightmare matchup. I think you have to hit a lot of red decks and a lot of other creature decks and mid-range decks. But not any of the bigger mid-range decks, you're just going to die. You heard of 2 chains. Get ready for 3 bolts. I can't keep this, right? Do you recommend I look through Strixhaven list, yes or no? No. You should look through it. It's a cool set. It's a great limited set. Just constructed formats are not really getting much to do. But no, it's a very, very, very cool set. Lots of really fun cards, just not a lot of particularly good cards. There are good cards. I just mean not eternal format power levels, which is fine. I'm not saying that's not okay. Heavily implying it, but I'm not saying that. The blue lesson card? Pop quiz? Or you mean the one that's the lesson, not the learn? The teachings of the arcade. Oh, yeah. Well, blue-red sorcery. Oh, yeah. The one we talked about on the episode, actually. Expressive iteration. Yeah. I'm really surprised to hear good things about that, Phoenix. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear good things about that card. Sorry, opponent. You thought one land was fun. Try none land. Force me. Force me, baby. Nope. No force. Oh, they're gonna draw Scalding Tarn. All right, they're gonna start recovering. Oh no. Oh no. You're so glad they finished that land cycle, Roy. Why you gotta hurt me like that? I know you're memeing, but why you gotta hurt me like that? Should have been Bicycle Lands. Should have been the Triomes. Should have been the Tango Lands. Yeah, the land cycle is pathetic. Okay, well, they've got a Magma Opus on top. We just chained out another Fulminator, so looking good. I did say this was our plan. Their next card is a Sulphur Falls. Okay, they're gonna get a tap land next. Well, that's not the best. Wish it was Tron on the other side. Tron wouldn't have missed their second land drop, though. They're also a lot better at finding lands, but I agree with you. I mean, I'd rather be spanking Tron like this. But, you know, we don't get to choose our opponents. All right. Oh, crap. They're chaining out lands. Yikes. No. Yeah, fine. I was like, I just need to draw one spell. Come on. Why? Why can't I draw a single non-creature spell? Jesus. Or a Lurrus. I had a Lurrus once. It was nice. It was nice then. I don't have it brought back. I got nothing. Another round. You got it. I mean, I'm not like, I'm expecting their hand to be all removal. How could it not be at this point? Jesus. Brutal. Oh. You suck. Maybe I should have boarded these out instead of lightning bolts. Actually, I probably should have, huh? Huh. I bet that is true. I bet that's what I should have done. Oh well. One Avalanche Rider off the top, we're in this. Not that we're out of this, it's just... Why is this so dumb? Uh-huh. Alright. If they don't hit a land, they hit a land. Although Fatal Push doesn't do it here. Hey! There's my boy. What, Doctor? That's Darwin Castle coming in off the top. Okay. Do they have Snap? Do they have Snap? I gotta have something. Has he tried Detention, Vortex, and Enigmatic? Not that I know of. I mean, it looks pretty bad to me, sir. No! Oh my god! Avalanche Riders betraying me here. What's happening? Everything awful. I mean, I killed their lands, but like, oh, just not that I'm surprised they have infinite removal because they had no lands forever, but like, Jesus. At least I took them off of the black. At what cost? Not like this. Not like this. Alright, I can pay for the mana leak next turn. That's going to happen in the next Avalanche Rider. Snapcaster? Lightning Bolt. Of course. Of course. Now we're talking. Gasoline on the fire. With Darwin and the cat. Do it, opponent. Do it, you coward. You won't. I don't know what they're tanking on. I know they've got a Magma Opus in their hand, so they could pitch that for a treasure. Which I... No? Okay. No, I will spend this. Bauble. What are you drawing? Scalding Tarn. Lisa needs braces. Scalding Tarn. However, if they want black mana, they have to fetch Shock to 1. Yeah. Are you a sociopath if you feel no pity for our opponent? Do you think they felt pity for me last game? No, you're not a sociopath. They're our opponent in a game. If they take it too seriously, that's on them. That's not one of the criteria of the DSM. Oh, that's great, Roy. Yep. All right. We can hit our third land. This hand is nutso. 24 land deck wouldn't fail me again, right? Right? Okay, we do want to refrain from putting cards in our graveyard since we saw them heavily reliant on Drown and Lock-as interaction last game. Biggest problem with this hand is I didn't specify. I need another red source. Oh yeah. Fire Elephant. Woo! What is this? Kalitas. Kalitas. Neat. Ugh. I was really hoping I'd just snap off the Bauble there. They did 2-for-1 themselves for the Kalitas, so it doesn't feel too bad to 2-for-1 myself to remove it. Not finding the next land is not the best, but they are incentivized to kill this Lurrus before I get to my main phase, so if I draw a second land, or a second red source, I can start going after their lands, but... Oh, that's fine. I'm not using that anytime soon. Well, maybe I was. We'll see. There we go. Ka-ching! Pa-pa-pa-pa-playa. Ch-ch-ch-chia. Yeah, that was Jiggy's pick for like cards that he actually thought might be reasonable out of the set, Roy. Specifically for the Valentin side because it's a 1-drop legend that enables your Mox Ambers. It's an okay effect, but obviously nothing to write home about. Oh no. Yikes. Well, that's a problem. And I don't have Skyclaves or Thin Ice. I am thin on the removal for that. I need to find Lurrus and a land in one go, which is not reasonable. So it looks like we're in big trouble. So we're going to block the Kalitas, damage on the stack, take out 2 of their lands. No, wait, that's no good. Because then they get the 2 zombies and they can sack it to the Kalitas to prevent him from dying from the damage. So that's never going to work. Don't worry about it. Brought back? What is him? That's what we're playing? We are, yeah. I mean, we're just about done. It has not been impressive. But I think the first 2 matchups were really bad. This one has been shockingly okay, just because they're way lighter on counter magic and way heavier on removal than I thought. So in game 2, they got spanked. I'll have to work in 90 seconds. Enjoy. Enjoy being European, I assume. No, more Easterly than that. Or you're just a 3rd shift worker, in which case... Alright. Alright, we done. Got the 2-3 though, which was better than I was thinking we were going to do, so hooray for me. So, yeah. Brought back red-white mid-range. Well, it's not... I think the Mardu list we ran into there was potentially generally more powerful, but certainly was bigger than this deck, so it was way better in the matchup. That said, yeah, this is neat. I don't really understand the Monastery Mentors. I mean, I guess they're okay. I think maybe I just wasn't maybe playing this optimally. I certainly wasn't sideboarding it particularly well, but we did run into some sort of not not so favorable matchups for the first two. The creature matchups felt a lot better, and the ability of this deck to constantly Stone Rain people is very good. I have a feeling like Tron and maybe even E-Tron would be fun matchups for this one. And I assume all of the prowess decks would be good. You like this deck for bad reasons? That's okay. This seems like a deck to love for bad reasons. So it's kind of like red-white taxes. Is it the best taxes? No, but it's taxes with Lightning Bolt, and some people just love that. Plus, you get to Blood Moon people in your taxes deck. So this is definitely not a deck for me. I think the next one we're going to play is a lot more my style of red-white deck with land destruction. So we're going to flip over to that one in just a second. This one's super synergistic and does have a lot of very powerful strategies in it. I'm not sold on this being a great version of it, but Devouring Tendrils is my kind of card. Well, I can't see it, so... Anywho, for anyone in the future on the YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, check out any other videos of mine that you're interested in, and I will see you over there.